Hey, what is up, guys? It's Logan75 here, and in today's episode of Star Wars Rebels Recap, we're looking at Season 3, Episode 4 of Rebels, entitled Hera's Heroes. Now, in this episode, Hera was running a Rebel supply mission to Ryloth, but the mission became changed when she found out that her home had been taken over by the Empire, and a priceless family possession was in that home. She needed to go get it. Now, before I dive into everything, I want to make sure that I give you guys a rundown on what this episode was. Now, it started off with Hera running the supply mission. Her father was supposed to meet her, but he was intercepted by Imperial troops. And upon rescuing him, she found out that her home, which is called the 10 Province, which is a very kind of religious site for the Twi'leks, had been taken over completely by the Empire. They had a whole base there. The Imperial captain for that section of Imperial troops had instilled his office in their home, where she actually grew up. So it became very personal for her at that point. When she found this out, she also remembered that the Calicori, which is an ancestral heirloom for her family, was still in their home. Knowing this, she took a lot of risk, saying that she was going to go get it regardless of a full Imperial installation in the 10 Province. She goes down there with Ezra. Ezra's helping her. Before they got there, Kanan and the rest of the Rebels crew had staged a distraction on the Imperial convoy that were headed to this place, and she went in disguised as a prisoner, and Ezra went in disguised as a scout trooper with the armor that he had acquired earlier on in the episode. So they get in there, and they find out that Captain Slavic was not the only Imperial high rank there. Grand Admiral Thrawn was there, and that's marking his return to the series, as he appeared once in the first episode, but he didn't appear in the second or third. So this is his return to the series as probably the main enemy moving forward for the next couple of episodes. So he comes in, and you find out at this moment how extensive his research is on the Rebel crew. And I'm going to be talking about that later, but his research is pretty scary. That's all I can use to explain it. It's pretty scary, the amount of research he has done on the Rebel crew. And that's just on Hera alone. All the information you found out was just on Hera. So there's no telling what he has researched concerning everyone else. So as the episode moves forward, Hera is able to recover her Calicori, but upon trying to leave, she sees Grand Admiral Thrawn and Captain Slavic. When she was trying to exit, she was stopped by Slavic. Slavic was saying that she needs to be arrested. Thrawn, however, said she needs to go in the office because I wish to ask about the Twi'lek art. Because if you do know about Thrawn, he is a character who is very entranced with art throughout the galaxy. It's kind of a soft spot for him, I guess you can say. He just really likes art. But in hindsight, he knew that Hera was a rebel leader, in a sense. So he was going to basically interrogate her and hold her prisoner for being a rebel synthesizer. So you move on. She sits down in his office. Captain Slavic's there. Ezra's there, but he's disguised as a scout trooper, so nobody knows it's him just yet. And they're grilling her. Keep in mind that at this point, Captain Slavic has no idea that the Twi'lek standing in front of him is actually Hera Syndulla, the daughter of Sham Syndulla, who he is rivaling with at this point on Ryloth. But Grand Admiral Thrawn does. So they're interrogating her. Thrawn then basically reveals her whole past. And this is when Hera starts to realize that this new villain is something fierce. She realizes that this guy knows all about her, but she knows nothing about him. And that's what's terrorizing about Thrawn. That aspect of so much secrecy for him, but no secrecy for you, because he studies you. And you have no idea that anytime you say something, that's basically something he's putting in his archives for later. So Thrawn reveals all this. Then he finally reveals that, yes, this is Hera Syndulla, the daughter of Sham Syndulla. And we can use this to our advantage. And for me, this is a point of Thrawn just really testing the rebels. I don't feel like he was ever going to plan on keeping Hera. I feel like this was just a test to see, okay, we have one of them. How are they going to react? So I can plan for something like this later. Because that's just who Thrawn is. Then as the storyline progresses forward, there's a point where Slavic actually wants to do away with the Calicori. Thrawn becomes mad at this. Like, he gets intense and nearly snaps. He grabs Slavic by the collar and basically just says, you wouldn't understand why something like this is important. You don't get artwork. This is him calming down, though. This is what was interesting about this point, and I feel like this is going to be very focal about his character moving forward. Thrawn is such a calm, poised, and calculating character, and having a fit of rage like that is not common. So I feel like that may play into him continuing on forward, it may be his very weakness, which ends to his defeat if he is defeated in this series. So really have to keep an eye out for that. Then as the episode progresses, Hera then begins to realize that she needs to leave this past behind because she has a future to look forward to. She has a rebellion to look after, and she has a new family to look after. So she needs to stop dwelling on the past. She needs to stop dwelling on Ryloth. She still loves her home world, but it's about time that she lets it go. And she literally let it go. In order to escape, she blows up her childhood home, giving them cover to escape. This is very interesting to me to see that, to know that she is willing to let go of such a powerful past to look forward to a very bleak future, if you ask me. There's no certain future with the rebellion, because at this point it's a growing rebellion, not a full-fledged rebellion like we saw in the movies, which was still growing at that point, but there was a lot more hope then than there is now. So I'm very, very intrigued with the choices Hera made in this episode. So that's about it for this episode. Then we got a preview of next week's episode. I don't have the clip to view today, but I can definitely tell you we're going to be seeing a return to a known battle in the Clone Wars led by Captain Rex. This is the episode in the trailers that a lot of people were speculating this could be Rex's last episode. This is when they were fighting battle droids. Now with him are Zeb, Kanan, and Ezra, and it appears that there is an old Trade Federation droid leading these battle droids. I don't know if he doesn't know the Clone Wars are over or he's just organized his own programming. Very interesting to find out. Can't wait for next week's episode. This is entitled The Last Battle. Keep an eye out and stay here, because definitely next week we're going to be breaking down that episode in Star Wars Rebels Recap episode number 3. But this is going to round it out for episode number 2. So definitely leave a like and share this video with your friends if you enjoyed it. And subscribe to Marauders Guild for the latest and greatest Star Wars content on YouTube. Until next time, this has been Logan 75 from Marauders Guild. I'll definitely see you guys in a later video.